Okay, so VCE Food Studies SAC for Unit 2, Area Study 1. On the completion of this unit, the student should be able to describe Australia's major food industries, analyse relationships between food suppliers and consumers, discuss the measures in place to ensure a safe food supply, and design a brief and a food product that demonstrates the application of commercial principles. So, a part of this SAC, you will have to design and develop a practical food solution in response to an opportunity or a need in the food industry or school community. So, for this SAC, you will be able to, you will have to complete this task individually, meaning that each one should be unique. The SAC can be presented in any format as long as it meets requirements. The SAC will be worth 20 marks of your overall score, okay? And it will be due, I'll outline that at the proper date, okay? So, part 1. As part of this task, you are to take the role of a food activist, food rights organization, or a figure on social media. Within this role, you have to create a unique situation, trend, or event that will influence consumer demand for a particular product of food. This section can be set in any country, have any food beliefs, or reason to change, as long as there is going to be a significant impact on food consumers or an identified need which will transfer to suppliers. So examples of this might include Facebook posts, press conferences, or podcasts to display this. Okay. As part of part 2, you will have to then, from that situation, trend, or event in part 1, now explain how that could positively or negatively influence suppliers and food production companies. How will this new need in the consumer market impact upon the food industry? So how will it impact upon either individuals or that section of the food industry? As this is a new issue, dependent on the situation, you will need to think about whether, so dependent on the situation, meaning where is it going to happen? Is it factories? Is it farms? Is the product a new product or something that's been out there for a while? The cost, current availability, number of product manufacturers, farms, time for production. And then from these factors, you will need to outline what will need to occur for the food industry to develop an effective solution. So that effective solution might be to employ a whole heap of staff and then produce, say, 100 kilos of beans or something like that. I don't know. Whatever your situation is, you'll need to create a solution that that individual supplier or section of suppliers will be able to use going forward to react to this situation. Okay. So as I said before, part 3, there is no set presentation requirements for the task. You are able to select whichever format you believe is most appropriate to the situation or your strengths, okay? So if you feel like you're better at posters, do a poster. If you're better at videos and doing some creative stuff through video, do that, alright? As long as it meets the requirements. That's within the rubric below, and I'll get into that in a sec. So you are able to complete written reports, posters, videos, podcasts, websites, whatever. I just want to see where you've thought through this situation and whether it's able to meet the requirements, alright? So marking guidelines. So part 1 will be worth 5 marks. So for an A, you will provide an excellent situation, trend, or situation that could influence consumers and suppliers, okay? So from there, it works its way down to just satisfactory is provides a situation that could somewhat influence consumers and suppliers, okay? So A for part 2, which is worth 10 marks, alright, which is critical thought, was excellent in analysing the situation, trend, impact, how it will impact suppliers, and allows for potentially effective solution for these producers. So you don't need to necessarily come up with a foolproof plan or something that's going to solve it all together. I just need to be able to see and judge whether it could have a very good effect on these producers or suppliers. So for satisfactory, some critical thought was evident to supply impact and provide a solution that has a chance of working. So you can see that's a bit of a step down there. And part 3, which is also worth 5 marks, presentation format and quality was excellent and allowed for information to be easily shown and expressed. So I want to be able to see that information and read or listen or whatever I have to do to that information, okay, and I want it to be easily found. I don't want to have to look through it and make judgments if it's not really there. I want to see it there, okay, or hear it if you're doing podcasts or something like that. So presentation format was quality was okay and allowed for information to be shown and expressed. So that's satisfactory. So again, you can see that step down. If you have any questions, ask me. Alright, I'm always here to ask. However you want to express this task, express it that way. Okay? However you want to do that will be fine. I'm sure you do well. Good luck.